There are moments when life does not ask us to move, decide, or explain ourselves. Instead, it asks us to become still. The Two of Swords arrives as the sacred pause, the quiet space between uncertainty and understanding. It reminds us that stillness is not avoidance. Stillness can be wisdom. When all the information has not yet arrived, forcing a decision may only pull us further away from our own truth. In this pause, the mind may try to argue with itself. One part reaches forward, another pulls back. One voice says yes, another says not yet. The Two of Swords invites us to stop treating inner conflict as failure. Sometimes balance is being restored beneath the surface long before anything appears to change on the outside. Clarity is not always forced into being. Sometimes clarity arrives when we soften the need to know immediately. Then the Seven of Swords steps forward with a sharper kind of honesty. It asks where we may be half in and half out, where we may be moving carefully around the truth, or where we may have compromised ourselves in order to avoid discomfort. This is not a card of punishment. It is a card of revelation. It asks us to notice what can no longer be carried without cost. Something may need to be released before the path can open, not because you have done anything wrong, but because growth asks for alignment. The Seven of Swords calls for radical honesty, not the kind that wounds, but the kind that frees. It asks you to look gently but clearly at what no longer fits, what no longer reflects your spirit, and what has been quietly draining your energy. To move forward, something old may have to be placed down. And after the pause, after the honesty, after the letting go, the Ace of Cups rises like a vessel waiting to be filled. This cup is more than a container for emotion. It is a keeper of knowing. A cup holds not by grasping, but by receiving. And in this way it mirrors how wisdom arrives through experience rather than force. It gathers what has been felt, sensed, and lived, allowing insight to settle slowly like water finding its level. Within the Ace of Cups, knowledge is not cold or distant. It is embodied wisdom, shaped by thresholds, by liminal moments, and by the crossings between what has ended and what has not yet begun. The vessel holds the memory of these crossings. Grief that softens into understanding, love that reveals truth, and silences that clarify what words could not. The vessel also protects knowledge by giving it form. Without a cup, water disperses. Without a receptive inner space, insight can evaporate before it has time to become wisdom. The Ace of Cups reminds us that sacred understanding needs containment, tenderness, and quiet attention. It does not demand answers. It waits. And in that waiting, it becomes a living archive of the soul's learning, quiet, potent, and ready to pour forth when the moment calls. So, if the Two of Swords is the sacred pause, the Seven of Swords is the honest release. and the Ace of Cups is the vessel of renewal, then the message is one of deep inner realignment. Do not rush the decision. Do not hide from the truth. Do not close the heart before it has had the chance to receive what is waiting to arrive. This is a moment of new beginnings, where the heart opens and life pours in with quiet grace. Emotional fulfillment flows naturally when you allow yourself to receive, remembering that abundance is not always something to chase. Sometimes it is something that rises within when the inner vessel has finally been given space to fill. And as you listen inwardly, remember this: stillness can be sacred, honesty can be merciful, and receiving can be an act of courage. Let the pause do its work. Let the truth clear the path. Let the cup hold what your soul is ready to understand. You are not empty. You are becoming spacious enough to be filled.